What is going on, party people? Do not be frightened. I get my hair done this Friday, so we're just kind of, yeah, y'all already know a bitch ain't never cared, okay? So we're just going to do a good old-fashioned let's chat, get ready with me, because I have a lot to say. And I have nothing but time to get things off my chest. So I wanted to talk to you guys about a few topics. You already know I'm good to have my little notebook because I wanted to touch on a bunch of stuff while I did my makeup, and I feel like I haven't really talked to you guys. Please just don't mind my appearance right now because I'm getting ready to record another video and then I'll have my hair done and all that stuff. But like, y'all, I gotta do my eyebrows, girl. Oh my God. I'm breaking out a little bit, but everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. But I really just missed sitting down and chatting with y'all, and I have some hot topics I wanted to talk about because, girl, what is going on? Like, I've always said I feel like we live in a simulation, but at this point in time, like, for real, what is going on? So let's talk about it while I do my makeup. And I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit of the products that I've been using. I usually don't even get onto it, but I just really like the way my makeup has been looking these past couple of months. And I finally changed my skincare routine and it's actually been working. Even though I have like a few pimples or whatever, this is just because my makeup brushes are dirty. I just haven't had the time to clean them, so don't come for me. But the first thing, I do the switch thing with because I film on my iPhone. I don't know if y'all knew that or not, but I use my iPhone to film. So when you guys see this, it's always like inverted, but I'm gonna still tell you guys what I've been using. I love the e.l.f. Sun Touchable. It's a sunscreen and it's a primer, and I'm not joking, this is really good. Like, it's a really good sunscreen and it's a really good I use it for the sunscreen purposes. I use the Power Grip primer to actually like prime my face, but I really like this sunscreen because, girl, we do not need wrinkles. Like, why is everybody acting like the sun is not damaging? Whew, my hair looks crazy, but anyway, so I've been using this in combination with this. Now, I have really oily skin, This, when you put it on, it feels greasy, I'm not gonna lie, but, ooh, girl, it feels greasy. But then once I put like this much of the Power Grip primer, it does exactly that. I start with my T-zone because that's what gets super oily, but my cheeks and stuff, really oily. But I feel like this in combination with this is perfect. I get the SPF that I need, and then you can feel the difference. Like, this is gonna make you feel a little greasy, but then once you put the Power Grip, you're good to go. And honestly, this has really helped because I'm not joking, my makeup, I'm not kidding, I'm so oily that my makeup would just like slide off throughout the day. It didn't matter what makeup I would use, cheap, expensive, it would just slide right off. But those two have been my best combination. So let's get into my eyebrows. You guys, I use the this is my tried and true. Maybelline had a good one. Hold on. This is kind of expensive. This is like $10-11 now. Maybelline, this one, the Express Brow, this lasts forever. This does not last long. This is just my tried and true. I love this eyebrow pencil. But if you're trying to go cheaper, this one's like $7 and it lasts way longer than this one. The only thing is that they don't have a black. I like my eyebrows to be black, and this is like the perfect black. This one I got in, hold on, black brown. It's more on a browner side, but it's still really good. Recommend, but I have to go back to my true girl. But anyway, enough makeup talk. Y'all, what has been going on in society? What the hell has been going on lately with celebrities? And the first thing I wanted to talk about is definitely, we're gonna make them thick, but then we're gonna make them thin. So walk with me, okay? Don't judge me too hard yet, okay? The first thing that I particularly want to talk about, because I feel like you cannot escape it, is this damn Wicked movie. Like, first and foremost, I don't like musicals. I barely even like movies, to be honest. I'm not a movie person, but I barely like movies, and I definitely don't like musicals. And honestly, I have had enough about this whole Wicked debacle, and the only reason really why I even knew so much about it is because of Ariana Grande. And let's talk about Ariana Grande, because I feel like I have been singing the same song and dance forever. If you are not new to my channel, if y'all have been here long enough, y'all know how I feel about all these, you know, performative acts of cultural appropriation, racism, all of the isms, okay? Because I don't like Ariana Grande as a celebrity. She's just one of those celebrities that I honestly and truly have to separate the art from the artist, because, oh my God. First of all, the whole reason I even found out about this Wicked movie, I didn't know Wicked was a musical. I didn't know that it was a theater thing. I had no idea about it. The only reason why I even got any kind of information was when the whole scandal came out about her taking that lady's man. And obviously, I cover pop culture. I cover a lot of stuff like celebrity based on my channel, but I just could not, like, I understand that celebrities, if you haven't gotten the memo by now, celebrities are not good people. I honestly kind of think that, like, you have to be a bad person to even be a celebrity, in all honesty, and we're gonna get to that in like later topics. But like, obviously celebrities are not good people, because at the end of the day, people are people. Like, whichever way you want to slice it, people are people. They're always going to disappoint you. They're always going to be, you know, not the best ever. Oh, and by the way, I'm using Maybelline New York. Maybelline Fit Me. I don't know why I said Maybelline New York. Maybelline Fit Me concealer. This is my favorite concealer. I use it under my eyes. I use it for my eyebrows. So anyway, celebrities are not good people. And when that whole thing, the whole scandal came out about her taking that man from that lady, and then like everybody kind of resurfacing her taking apparently everybody's man, like Ariana Grande is just not one of those people that you need to let your man around. But I just find it crazy, like that's how I kind of heard about the whole Wicked thing, but now I can't escape it. And now all that's coming up is these interviews with her and Cynthia Erivo, which Cynthia Erivo already got her own scandals, okay? She got her own thing going on. But this whole rebrand, which, I mean, she already was rebranding when she was in her like K-pop girl era, but I am honestly and truly, I'm not even mad, because I'm done getting riled up over celebrities. Honestly, they just are what they are. But I find it kind of fascinating how now she has just more, and everyone's talking about it. TikTok is talking about it. Everyone is talking about this whole rebrand that she's done with. Now she is just this, what? Oh my God.
You have been the light of the day.
You are such a gift. You brought such light into the room. Thank you very much.
We appreciate
for coming
you.
into this room today. We needed to come in.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much.
We love you. Thank you.
You too.
Thank you, Pink News.
Thank you.
We love you. Thank you.
What happened to your
Juice.
What happened to your
Cookie.
girl? And I find it to be so funny, and like, you know, I will never take away. I think I have been an Ariana Grande music fan ever since yours truly. Like, the girl can sing, okay? First of all, the girl can sing, and she's super, super talented. I loved watching her in the studio when she was making Nasty. I think it's on YouTube. I think that's where I found it, but it was her in the studio making Nasty and the 69 song, and like, no one can ever take away the fact that she is so freaking talented. But I just find it really, really fascinating that now you went from this thing right here, like, yeah, that whole thing, and now it's Wicked was, oh, this was such a beautiful project that I am so happy I was. Because, you know what, I think what's really bothering me about this whole thing is, I don't know about y'all, but theater kids in my high school were insufferable. Like, they really, and I just can't, because like, I was so exposed to theater kids in high school, and I just know the type. That's another reason why I don't think I like shows and movies anymore, because somebody said this is a side effect of smoking so much weed. But I can't, because I watch things and I know that they're acting, I can't get into it, because I just can't get over the fact, like, this is fake, like, you're acting right now. And I get very disillusioned by it. And to me, every time I see Ariana Grande in this little rebrand, I'm just like, you're just acting like, I don't know, you're just acting like what you think you're supposed to be acting like. And I have just been so disillusioned, and I've seen so many people talking about this whole thing with her now as like the Wicked theater kid. And I honestly and truly just believe that Ariana Grande just kind of like, I think I saw this on TikTok, she just kind of shifts into whoever she's with at that time. So like, when she was with Victoria Monet for like that whole era, when she was, you know, cosplaying as a black girl, I think that she was cosplaying as Victoria Monet. And then now that she's with Cynthia Erivo and she's with all these theater people, now everything is like, oh, musical, and I cannot get behind it. I really can't. And I just, oh girl. So I've been wanting to talk about that. I was gonna make a whole video on it, but I just feel like, you know, I don't know. I was gonna make a video on it, but we'll just keep it on the hot topics, because girl, I don't know. I know that you guys are just here for the story times. I feel like my true OGs, they love whatever video I put up, but you guys are only here for the story times. And I have seen it because every single comment on my last video was like, oh, we missed you. And I was like, I've posted 2 videos. Like, granted, they were kind of weeks apart, but I'm like, I kind of feel like I've been putting out content. But I get it. Y'all are not here for that kind of content. I'm still gonna make it because I enjoy making those videos. But, you know, I caught the memo. I'm picking up what y'all are putting down. It's fine. My eyebrows are still thick. I really have to wax my eyebrows, but they're still a little too thick for my liking, but neither here nor there. But yeah, I caught it. Y'all don't have to tell me. I get it. And if you guys have, I also got some people saying that they haven't even like seen that I've posted. So if you guys could just double check, make sure you guys are Keeping up. And I just find it funny though, because not for nothing, my DDG video, how I said no one cares about DDG, and look, my DDG video, I don't know if it's, I'm not even gonna say that. It is not because of me, because my videos get more views than that, but nobody cares about DDG. Literally nobody cares, because that video flopped, okay? Something serious. I really like this matte and poreless. If you have really oily skin, this is a really good foundation, by the way. So yeah, I'm not gonna put that on me. I'm gonna put it on DDG. Look how irrelevant that man is. And I wasn't lying. Nothing that I stand by 100% by what I said, because hello, as soon as that video was posted and as soon as I said what I had to say, what happened? He ended up on Kai Cenat. What did I tell you guys? I said it in the video. You brought your literal baby on Kai Cenat's live stream. Why? If you are that guy and you are who you think you are, why would you have to bring your baby on a live stream? And once again, his whole thing was like, oh, when after the fact, he's like, oh, I just hate that Haley gets so much hate. And, you know, you guys just don't know. Oh my God. If throwing rocks and hiding your hand was a person, it is DDG. Like, no one's going to convince me otherwise. Like, just even that whole entire situation further proved my point. And let me tell you, I swear, I got some hate comments that I've like never received before. Like, I've made some pretty, you know, shake the table type videos, and I've received hate comments. But the hate comments that I received on that video, I'm like, DDG, is this you? Is this you, sir? Are you upset? Like, look, I can be bought. 10K, I'll take the video down. You know, I just need to pay my car off. That's all I need to pay my car off. But anywho, my next topic that I've been really wanting to talk about, and I just feel like nobody cares, and I don't think anyone is talking about this, but Latto recently went on tour, and I think that that was probably the biggest mistake she could have made. Every time I see any clips of her, I like Latto. Like, I think she's very talented. I find her annoying personally. Once again, separating the art from the artist. I personally find her annoying. I think her and Sweetie, like, can you guys drop the act, please? Like, please. Can you guys stop? Like, this whole, like, caricature that they like to, and I already hear the comments like, she's from Atlanta, everybody please, like, please. Even the people from Atlanta have been saying the same thing in her comments. I just feel like it's just this over exaggerated like thing that they do, and they're really giving Nunu from, like, I think she did the whole Halloween thing to kind of like reclaim it, but I'm like, girl, I don't think it did what you think it did. Like, you really, the Nunu thing is kind of like not a compliment. I don't know, but pretty privilege. Anyway, but I don't think that she was ready to headline a tour, and everything that I've seen of that tour has been an absolute shit show. And I feel really bad for her, because I personally do believe that Latto has the talent and she has the ability to be bigger than what she is. And I don't know if it's management, because she has been, like, Latto broke mainstream with the Big Energy video, or the song with Mariah Carey. I feel like that catapulted her into like mainstream status. But at the same time, I don't feel like she was ready to go on tour. I think she should have like joined forces with either like a Sexy Red or a Megan Thee Stallion, I feel like Latto just, I think she's coming into her own with, what is that song? Georgia Peach. I feel like that whole vibe and everything in this new album was kind of setting her up to be bigger. I just simply, like, as an outsider looking in, I don't think she was ready to go on tour. Like, I don't think she was ready to headline her own tour, because not only do I think she's not ready, especially given like the production and the performance value as like think about it. Nicki Minaj was on tour. And this is the thing, right? This is why, like, I am not a Nicki stan, because I don't like Nicki Minaj as a celebrity either. I don't like her as a celebrity. I don't like her as a person. But once again, one thing that Nicki Minaj will always have over these girls' head, you can say whatever it is that you want about Nicki Minaj. I don't like Nicki Minaj as a person. I do believe that she's a mean girl. I don't like who she's married to. I don't like how she goes about things. One thing you can never take away from Nicki Minaj: the talent. The talent. And that's why I feel so strongly about this whole Chris Brown debacle. And I know I'm really about to ruffle some feathers. At the end of the day, you could be the worst person in the world. You could be downright dirty. People are still listening to R. Kelly. After everything that's come out about R. Kelly, people are still down to listen to his music because of the talent. If Chris Brown was who y'all say he is, his career wouldn't be taking so much of a flop. But, you know, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to get into the Chris Brown debacle, because that's a whole other thing. And honestly, Chris Brown's fans, they don't even like to tussle. Chris Brown fans are just like Chris Brown. They are about that life, and they will shoot somebody for Chris Brown. So not too much on me. That's all I had to say about it. But with Nicki Minaj, you know, at the end of the day, like, sold out world tour, like, you can't deny it. But the reason why I say that is, like, Latto decided to go on tour, headline her own tour after Nicki Minaj had her tour. And it's like, you can't, like, she had, you know, even though a lot of people had a lot to say about the Nicki Minaj tour, the support kind of overshadowed the critiques that a lot of people were having on her. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, she was giving what people wanted. Even though some people were saying that, like, the tour wasn't worth it or whatever, I saw a lot more pros than I saw cons to her tour. And it's just like, in this space specifically, you can't have someone like Nicki Minaj go on tour and give the people all of this stuff, and then you headline a tour, and the only thing you have is 3 screens, graphics, and 2 dancers behind you. You know what I'm trying to say? I hope what I'm trying to say comes out. And I just feel like Latto was not ready, and on top of not being ready, who was her openers? Mariah the Scientist, and what is her name? Caribou or whatever. Now, if you have a headliner who was not ready to go on tour, and then you add these 2 girls, the fact that Mariah the Scientist canceled the rest of her shows because Young Thug got out of jail is exactly why Mariah the Scientist is gonna stay exactly where she is. I've never gotten the hype behind Mariah the Scientist. I love Spread Thin. Love Spread Thin. That is my song. I will literally, to the ground. My husband is so sick of that song because of how much I play it. I will give her that song. The rest of it, I feel like her, Bia, who else? I feel like her and Bia are in that same kind of category of, like, they have Sukiana. they're in that mid-level category where it's like you have the Nicki Minaj, right? She is international superstar sensation. Then you have Latto, Megan Thee Stallion, who else? Rico Nasty, where they're not all the way up there, but they have enough to like sustain themselves. And then you have kind of like underneath that, you have the Mariah the Scientist, the Bias, where you have a little bit of a buzz. Like, you'll have enough fans to come see you if you opened up for somebody, but to go on tour by yourself, it's just not happening. Like, I feel like Kehlani is another one who is in that, like, I wouldn't even call her like, I know, I would say the Megan Thee Stallion, the Latto, because they can't do arenas, like stadiums, but they can pull in a crowd. You know what I mean? I don't feel like Mariah the Scientist or like the Bias would be able to break through that because they just don't have it, you know? I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking shit, but I just feel like Mariah the Scientist, donkey of the day. Quite literally donkey of the day, because girl, you don't have enough pull. You are already kind of just like rocky enough. Like, people are not already coming out to see just you. And I don't feel like you have enough leverage to cancel your performances just because your man got out of jail, personally. And I just feel like, I kind of feel bad for Latto because, not for nothing, I'll keep saying this, she was not ready to headline her own tour, but to add these two acts and then Caribou treating it like a rehearsal and Mariah the Scientist just dipping out really didn't help. And I feel like I just don't know what is going on within the music industry that, like, some people get it. Like Sabrina Carpenter, for example. She's giving you a performance. She is giving you an experience when you go to her shows. You know what to expect. You have the graphics. You also have her as the performer, like doing the theatrics and all this other stuff. And then it's like, how are you not seeing these people that have these sold out tours and like these performances? How do you see how they're doing it? And then you think that, like, cause Latto, I'm sorry. I've heard, once again, and I hate comparing to Nicki Minaj, okay? But listen, Nicki Minaj also got a lot of flack and a lot of criticism for her shows. You know, a lot of people were saying that, like, you know, it wasn't giving, or she was late, or the show wasn't this, or the show wasn't that. But she can get away with that. Why? She's Nicki Minaj. She already put in her time. Like, whatever you want to say about 2024 Nicki Minaj, that's one thing. 2023 Nicki Minaj. She already put in her time. If you look at her old tours, you look at her old performances, she did all that. So she can kind of step back a little bit, and at the end of the day, the pros completely outweigh the cons. Now with this Latto tour, more people are talking about how bad it is versus how good it was. And that's the problem. And I just feel like, I don't know what it's gonna take for Latto to really pop off, because like the talent is there. Like her wordplay, her lyrics, like she's really good as far as like that's concerned. But like, I don't know if it's management or what, but girl, cause I feel the same way with Megan Thee Stallion. With like, she has the production value, she has the management, she has the backing, but just like your songs are just not hitting. And I just feel like they need to, these not new artists, because they're not new, but I feel like these new age artists, they just need to understand the formula. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like that's been really bothering me about like the rap girlies, because I'm like, you guys, it's either you have one thing but you're missing something else, which is not equating to the success that you deserve, essentially. There's always something missing out of the equation that's not giving them the like success, you know? And I'm not even gonna talk about Cardi B because we're just not even gonna talk about her. She's not in the music genre anymore. She's no longer a musician, artist, whatever. She's an influencer until this album drops, which everybody, the rumblings of, I know why she's not dropping. I know exactly why she's not dropping. What everybody's saying is true. The second that she drops, if it is true, if what the rumblings are saying is that Nicki Minaj is waiting for her to drop her like an album the same time to basically show everybody like it's true. If that is true, that's what Nicki Minaj is doing, exactly what everybody's projected would happen, it's gonna happen 100%. Like whether I agree with it or not or whatever, absolutely. If Cardi B drops an album and Nicki Minaj decides to drop one the same day just to prove a point, that point is 100% gonna be proven. And Cardi B knows that. That's all I'm gonna say. That is all I'm gonna say on the topic. I feel like I am unbiased in that way where it's just like facts are facts, music is music. It is what it is. Anyway, I set my face with the NYX HD Studio Photogenic powder. She's cute. I don't know if I'd repurchase it because the packaging is extremely messy, but yeah, I'm just using it until I finish it. So next thing, we're gonna go in with our e.l.f. What is this? Cream Contour Palette. Y'all already see how it is. I really like this palette. My go-to. It's just really annoying to try to open it. The next thing I wanted to talk about in this space. Now, I feel like when I start talking about like Ari Fletcher, and when I start getting into like that, I feel like this is a very niche side of the internet. I feel like everybody's talking about it because this is my algorithm and what like always comes up. But then when I make videos on this, everybody's like, I have no idea who you're talking about. So if you know, you know. If you guys have been keeping up with this Ari and Tuson debacle, I had BET Plus because I actually really I was very intrigued by the impact because of Jada, Des Dior, Ari, all them. I was always, very intrigued because at the end of the day, I mean, y'all, I'm a Love and Hip Hop girly. Like, I grew up on Love and Hip Hop. I grew up on Bad Girls Club. To my core, VH1 was where I resided. Like, and so I was hoping that the impact was gonna be like my new Love and Hip Hop era. Literally all the stuff that you need to know is on TikTok. All the clips on TikTok give you the highlights because I had the BET Plus subscription specifically for that show. Girl, a waste of my damn money. Like, that show is so boring until you get to the parts that you see on TikTok. Other than that, like, there's no reason for you to have that freaking subscription. But if you don't know, Ari Fletcher, G Herbo's baby mama, as well as Moneybagg Yo's girlfriend, she's on that show, and she had gifted her best friend at the time $20,000. She made a video, like an Instagram video of her giving him a $20,000 check, and it was just like this whole thing, like the social media thing. And essentially, Tuson came to the internet to basically expose Ari for not giving him the money. Now, when he came to the internet, he was basically saying that she never gave him the money, and the reason why he was exposing it was because he was accusing her of only doing it for the cameras, that like she didn't give him the money, but she posted the video, and everybody thinks that she's just this boss bitch because she gave him $20,000. Whole time the $20,000 thing was a fluke, it was fake, blah, 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 blah. Ari is the type of girl who will clap back. She's good for calling everybody broke. She's good for, doing that. She was quiet. when he was exposing her, she did not say anything. She just kind of like let it rest until semi-recently she came out and she basically said that the reason why he never received the $20,000 was because the $20,000 was supposed to be a gift to him for him to put a down payment on a car. She sent the money to the dealership, directly to the dealership, and because Tuson was trying to use a CPN, which I didn't know what a CPN was until I Googled it. So essentially a CPN, I don't even know how this is legal. I don't even know how this exists, but essentially a CPN is for people that have bad credit and they want to, basically it's like a fake social security number, or a social security number that you can use if you have bad credit so that you could buy a car, buy like rent an apartment, stuff like that. I don't even know how CPNs are legal. I didn't really get into all that, but essentially you're not allowed to do that when you're buying a car. And so because he tried to use a CPN, the dealership denied the application, sent her the money back, and he never got the $20,000. Now, which her side of the story, which she came out with, she said that on Twitter, and then now on the show, she's basically explaining the fact that because she sent the money from her business account and he never told her that it was going to be done through a CPN, her business account could have gotten shut down and closed because of fraudulent activity. Now, Tuson is basically saying that she is not a good friend, she was never his friend, and that she is basically a fraud because even though that happened, she should have still given him the $20,000. Now, I've seen so many think pieces on this, and I've seen the comments obviously being like, a gift is a gift, it doesn't matter, like, okay, fine, if the application didn't go through, she should have still given him the $20,000. Then people are like, I don't owe you anything. If it's my money, I can determine blah, blah, blah. This is a whole, everybody has their side of the story. This is my opinion on the story. I am one of those people that personally, like, I don't think it matters, like, if, it's kind of like the whole homeless thing. If I give a homeless person money, I don't really care if they decide to use it for drugs, food, alcohol, whatever. I gave you the $20. So whatever you decide to do with the $20 is your own problem. Kind of like the same thing with, if I told you I'm gonna give you $20,000, it's your money to do whatever you decide to do with it. However, the thing that I think is kind of different about the situation is, if you told me this $20,000 is gonna go to a down payment on a car, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll give you $20,000 so that you could put it down on a car, and we made the arrangement to send it to the dealership, which when you buy somebody a car or any of this, like, there's a lot of pre-production that comes to it. So like, she had to know the dealership, she had to be somewhat involved in this. And, you know, I'm going to be a part of this. The gift is giving you this $20,000 for your car's down payment. If I give you money to put towards a down payment on your car, and you try to omit the fact that you're trying to do this kind of sneaky shit to go into get this car because your credit is bad without telling me, and all of a sudden my bank account might be in jeopardy because you decided to do something shady, I'm not giving you $20,000, because now it honestly doesn't have anything to do with the money. It's more so the principle. You just put me in a position because you, like, I was trying to be nice. I was trying to give you $20,000 to put on a down payment, and now you decided that you were going to do something fraudulent that can affect me. And Ari even said it in one of the clips on the show. She said, like, she's from Chicago. She doesn't care how he goes about getting a car, but if you're gonna do that, don't put me, like, I could have given you the $20,000 in another way. You didn't have to get me involved in this kind of thing. And this is why I'm not siding with Tuson, because it's not about the money at this point. You're trying to make it seem like, well, you should still give me the $20,000. So why didn't you say this to begin with? Why didn't you come to, if we are friends and you're like, hey, I'm trying to finesse the system a little bit, I'm gonna get this car under a CPN, yo, like, give me the money for this. Okay, the problem is not the money. I'll give you the 20,000 and, you know, do whatever you see fit with how to get this car, but don't get me involved in this, because it is illegal. I don't know if people know this or not, but it is illegal if you unknowingly or knowingly are a part of like a fraudulent scheme. Her giving him the money would have made her a part of this, and if it got legal or whatever, she would also be held responsible in some capacity because it was her money. You're gonna put me in jeopardy like that? You're gonna do that? And now, but I'm the bad friend now because I'm like, no, I'm not gonna give you anything now. Now, I don't think she should have spit on him. That's, you know, whatever. But I do think Tuson, I don't really think he understands how he comes across. I think he definitely is doing the most. First of all, as soon as you go to the internet, I already look at you funny, because why are you going to the internet? Anytime somebody tries to go to the internet, you just want people to pick your side. And it's very obvious, and like, why do you want people in your business like that? Like, I don't feel like it was necessary. I never think it's necessary. I will always find it weird when people take stuff to the internet. I don't care if you're a celebrity or not. There's no reason why you need to be on the internet trying to convince other people why you were right. If this is not a business, if this is not a matter of, you know, hey guys, just so you know, don't shop with these people because they're this, that, and the third, there's no reason for you to bring it to the internet. And so he definitely lost me with that. But I just feel like I don't think he really understands how his actions are not helping his cause. And also too, I kind of believe the drug allegations. I don't even know what color I used just now. I kind of believe the drug allegations, because if you see his clips, not only is it giving like clout chaser for sure, like it's definitely giving, and I hate this term like, oh, you just want a storyline, because I feel like people really like took that and dragged it, but it's definitely giving like, because I mean, let's be real, nobody knew Tuson until Arrogante and Ari put him on, and like even his storyline now on the show doesn't make any sense. I don't know, I just feel like you can tell he's dragging it. He's dragging it, and I am a firm believer, if you let somebody talk long enough, they're gonna tell on themselves. And he's definitely telling on himself when it comes to this whole thing. And so I just feel like this whole situation is being dragged out. I side with Ari on this, and I definitely think that, no, you are not owed anything at this point. As soon as you almost got me caught up in my business account taken out, I really don't care what you think. I don't care if I told you I was gonna give you $20,000, my kidney, and pay for your mother's house to be paid off. All that went out the window. As soon as you put my stuff in jeopardy, all that went out the window. Why are you talking about, oh, you're not a good friend? You're not a good friend. What? Like, what are you talking about? No, I'm doing my makeup all out of order, but anyway, yeah, I've been seeing that a lot lately, and I've seen a lot of discourse on it, and I'm just like, why is everybody acting like you were a bad friend first? Like, I'm sorry. And then like I don't know, it's the way he talks too. Like, why are you expecting, I'm so sorry. I wish somebody would try to come at me and like act like I owed them something. Like, no. I'm still a firm believer. Like, if you said that you were going to give somebody $20,000, absolutely. I think it's messed up. If the circumstances were different, if it really was the way he was trying to explain it in the first place, about how like she said she was going to give him $20,000 and the $20,000 never came, absolutely. You're so wrong for why would you even say that if that's not something that you were planning on doing? But no, as soon as that whole thing happened with my bank, I don't care. No, I'm not giving you $5. Are you crazy? No. So that I always want, like, I've been seeing the discourse on the internet, and I'm like, no, I agree with Ari. I do. She's another one. You can see it in my videos. I go back and forth with her. Sometimes I like her, sometimes I don't. we just have that kind of rapport with one another. I'm just kidding. She will probably, if she ever came across my videos or she ever came across me, she would probably call me broke after knowing the things that I said about her. So whatever, girl. I'm a friend of me. I'm kind of a fan, kind of not. Which brings me to the next thing that I've been seeing a lot of discourse on, and honestly, this is something that I've wanted to talk about for a minute now because I have thoughts. I have been recommended over and over and over the video of the girl who married a monster. The video of her saying, like, I married a monster. Personally, I don't like talking about stuff like this. I don't like consuming that kind of content, honestly. Anything that has to do with children and like that kind of topic, I don't like talking about it or consuming that kind of content because physically, like I get physically sick when any of that stuff. That's kind of why I don't like talking about Diddy. I don't really like consuming that because it has a lot to do with like minors and children, and then anything that has to do with that, I just really don't like getting into it. That's why I never watched the video. I didn't want anything to do with it. I kept putting not interested, but for whatever reason, YouTube just really wants to push the video. And I saw Bo, Cosmoholics Anonymous, y'all know I like watching her videos. I saw her video on it. I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna watch that video, I'll watch her video on it. She kind of touches on it a little bit. And then I was like, you know what? Let me just watch this video. I want to see it. It's not that long. Let me just watch it. And there's a lot of think pieces on all that. And I just, on top of everything, when it comes to that kind of content, because that content creator, she made videos before that about, you know, being a trophy wife and all that stuff. And I've always had my opinions on those type of content creators and those type of people, because at the end of the day, all of that is fake. If you have to come to the internet and, you know, display these whole things about like, if you have to come to the internet and explain to people how your life is so perfect and blah, 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 your life is not perfect. Anyone who really has money, anyone who's really living like that is not on the internet talking about it. That's just my stance on it. And I have been proven right time and time again. If you guys have seen, this happened in Miami, so that's why I feel like it's a lot of local news. But this one girl was in Target and she was doing that whole like shop with me, blah, blah, blah. She was an influencer, come to find out. The reason why she got caught is because of her TikTok. She stole all of that. All the stuff that she was putting on TikTok saying like, oh, decorate with me. She stole all of it, and that's how she got caught, and now she got arrested.
Police arrest a woman for stealing more than $500 worth of stuff by using fake barcodes.
Amy, officers say they found her with the help of TikTok. How?
Turns out this woman posted a TikTok video on the same day she used that false barcode. And in that video, she shows off her Target shopping spree wearing the same clothes that she was caught on camera in that Target. Take a look at this TikTok, showcasing a day in the life of local social media influencer Marlena Velez. She picks out her clothes, heads to Target, and proudly shows off her haul. What this video doesn't show is how she did it. According to KPD, Velez was able to do this by scanning a false barcode with a cheaper price, stealing over $500 worth of home goods.
And that's what I'm saying. It proves my point time and time again of like, if you're really living that lifestyle, you're not on the internet telling everybody how you're living that lifestyle. And to go back to her video, it's just like, she was one of those people that was just like, oh, trophy wife, do this, and this is how you're gonna find your man, and blah, blah, blah. And this is something that I've also wanted to make a video on, but just never really came around to it. Everything comes with a price. Everything. And everything on the internet is fake. And I feel like this rise in like luxury, trophy wife, the, you know, sprinkle lady. I just don't understand how people like think that that is real. To me, it's just crazy that like they have an audience of people that truly believe that any of this is real. You're not like, there's no way you think that these men with all this money are just here to come save you and just come take your thing. And like, I'm not blaming that lady. What happened to her children is diabolical, and it's like, oh my God, like that is crazy what happened to her. But I think this kind of just is a bigger conversation that I see some people having on TikTok, where it's just like, these women making this type of content, like they are nobody to be following. They're not, because if you see her videos prior to this, it's all about how to get a man. And honestly, I just feel like it says a lot about somebody who makes their whole world about finding a man. Men are gonna come. There's not a shortage of men out there. And if your whole life is revolving around finding a rich man to come take care of you, like, how does that not, like, you will always be at the mercy of that man, because essentially that's all you were looking for. And that's one of the things that like I cannot get behind that content. Like, I think the sprinkle lady is kind of funny, but as like entertainment, I would never take her advice. I would never take anything she says as anything like reputable. I would never, like, that kind of content and that kind of lifestyle and all that stuff, like, it doesn't faze me. And I think it's another reason why, like, it's because I live in Miami and I see how fake this stuff is, and I see how, like, I know what comes with that lifestyle because I've seen it firsthand. Did I put too much blush on? I don't know. I've seen it firsthand, and I've seen like what comes with it and how fake it is, that I just really cannot like fathom people actually believing what any of these women are saying or taking that as like anything. But another thing that I wanted to kind of touch on too is why she felt the need to make a video on it. And this is something that, once again, I have been thinking for a long time, and I have been kind of on, because a lot of people have been getting a lot of comments on like, oh, I miss like your personal videos and like when you were talking about your life and stuff like that. I am a very, very open person. If you met me in person, like, we could talk about anything, because to be very honest with you, I just don't care. Like, I know that everybody has their own thing. Everybody has their own struggles. Everybody has their own thing going on. So I know myself that nobody's life is perfect. Just because you don't talk about it doesn't mean it's not happening. And I'm just very unapologetic about the things that I go through and the stuff that I encounter, because I just don't care personally. So that's why I was so open on YouTube, because I just don't care. But one thing that I've always known this, but I've come to really find out, the internet is not a safe space. It never has been, it never will be. And I really wish people would kind of understand that. I don't understand why she felt the need. If you are not going to expose him, I don't think she should have made the video personally at all. But I kind of understand why, because if you're shilling out this whole like lifestyle and this is how you get a man, and this is, I think it is important for you to kind of be upfront about the fact that like your way of going about it got you in this situation, which I don't, let me not say that. I'm not gonna blame her for what happened to her daughters, because at the end of the day, that was his choice and his decision, and he's just a sick, nasty person. And I don't think that, obviously, her kids did not deserve that at all. I don't think anybody deserves that. And I just cannot imagine the terror that, like, she's going through as a mother. I already think that she feels the guilt and she feels what happened. But if you're not going to expose him, like his first name, his last name, his address, where he works, all that other stuff, I don't feel like it was necessary for you to make this video. Because people in the comments of that video are going in and saying all types of stuff. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I don't make TikTok content, because I feel like YouTube is a little bit more filtered, but TikTok, anyone can reach your video and anyone can just comment. And there's always going to be people, you could be the victim 100% of it. Yo, there are people defending R. Kelly. There are people defending Harvey Weinstein. There are people defending Diddy. Even though there's irrefutable evidence on the sick, crazy things that he has done and what they have done, there are people that are convinced to just say the opposite, whether it's just for the sake of saying the opposite, whether they believe that they're innocent, whether they're in denial, or whatever the reason is. And like, the internet is not the place for you to divulge your information, to seek sympathy, to seek refuge, to seek any of that. And that's why, like, a lot of people are asking me, like, why I don't, like, kind of do a little bit more personal videos anymore. And, like, this is kind of why. And I wanted to touch on this a little bit, but then I felt like this specific, the I Married a Monster Girl video, was a good segue into talking about that, because even though she takes, you know, responsibility and, you know, she kind of said her thing, there are people, I cannot imagine going through the most horrific thing, going on the internet, being a victim, which she 100, whether the signs were there or whatever, we all have our opinion on it, which is the reason why I'm saying this. She's still a victim. And even in that, even though she is 100% a victim, there are people in the comments going crazy on her. And I just feel like there is just a greater conversation to be had about the fact that the internet will never and has never been a safe space. And I think that we as a society really need to reel this in a little bit. And I think it all comes from money. Everybody sees Risa Tisa and how she got her, you know, she got signed to an agency, her story got, you know, thing. I just don't think that everybody needs to know everything about you on the internet. At the end of the day, these people don't know you. These people will never see your side. It doesn't matter how logical you are. It doesn't matter how, like, you could literally, the video of Diddy, there are still people saying that Cassie's a liar. There are still people saying that never happened to her. And it's on video. Why you think people are going to take your word for any of it when people don't even take evidence as anything? And I really just, my whole thing about that situation, I feel very sorry for her, but like, my first question was, why would you put this on the internet? I think that's been my question about a whole lot of things. Why are you putting this on the internet? I think there is a certain level, like, you should just put certain things as entertainment. Do not post your personal, private thing. Like, stop. I cannot, especially when people be saying like, oh, I look at like this as like a diary, or I use my Twitter as like a safe space. There's nothing safe about the internet. Did I get makeup in my hair? Yes, I did. There is nothing safe about the internet. There's nothing. I love y'all down. For real. Like, I think you guys are like, especially my audience, because I feel like I have a small audience of people that like understand, and that's who I make videos for. I make videos not to gain an audience. I make videos for my audience, for the people that get it, for the people that understand me, for the people that like know what I got going on. It's not to, you know, reach all these people. I could care less about that, because the more people you have, the more opinions of people that don't understand. But I just really, I feel like this is a greater conversation of people that need to understand, like, the internet is not for you, girl. Like, all these people losing their jobs because they decided to make a TikTok video talking about what happened at their job or like in their uniform. I'm just like, and like, ma'am, the internet is forever. Your video has like so many freaking views overnight. You're never gonna be able to take that back. Like, and and that goes into the whole conversation of like why I don't believe you should be putting your kids on the internet, because like that's a whole other thing, and like it just brings this whole thing up. But I just really, with that whole situation, YouTube just kept feeding it to me, and I'm just like, oh my God, I could just not believe that this woman made this video. And it's like, at this point, what was the point of the video? Like, to vent? To just come clean? I don't know. And I'm kind of thinking like maybe the thought process was like, because she made her, you know, whole identity on the internet being a trophy wife, she felt compelled to like talk about what happened. But other than that, like, I just cannot imagine why you would make that video. Oh my God. But that was just my opinion on that. I'm not gonna say more on that, because like I said, the whole situation in and of itself is so awful, and I cannot imagine being in that position. I can never imagine being in that position and then having the internet come at me as hard as it is. And it is, because I have my opinions. That's a whole other thing. I have my opinions on women who make that type of content, who make that their identity, and who make that. And I just feel like, unfortunately, a lot of these think pieces that I kind of agree with when it comes to that are also being piled on while she's, you know, they're blaming her for that. Because like, I feel a type of way about women that make this type of content, but I would never like dogpile, because I agree with that. I wouldn't dogpile on it and put it in her direction. I would just kind of talk about a generalization on how I feel about women who use that type of content and make that type of content, you know what I mean? But neither here nor there. I've already been talking for an hour. A bitch's throat is dry, and I really need to eat something because I'm about to pass out. So anyway, thank you guys for overlooking my hair. I'm gonna go ahead and do it so that I can make this next video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know if I should make some more hot topics or something like this, if you guys like these videos. I already know you guys like the story times. I know. And I've said it before. I said I will never run out of story times, because girl, today in my present life, I have like maybe a million more. Shit just be happening, man. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I hope you guys have a great day. Yeah. And I will see you in my next one. Bye.